This is Tracy with BloodshotIris.com, sitting here with Cody Gouard. Where did Bloodshot Iris come from?
Back before I even started a band, I was first learning to play guitar actually. I told everybody that if I ever had a band, I was going to name it Bloodshot Iris. And so everybody wanted to know why, just like now everybody wants to know why. And really it could be a girl named Bloodshot Iris. It could be your eyeball. It could be a flower. It's just meant to, it's a cool name, I guess, for a metal band, and it was something that caused confusion and talk, I guess. So keep people interested, you know.
So what inspired you to start Bloodshot Iris?
I wrote a shit ton of songs, and I was playing, I don't know, 3-4 times a week, playing acoustic shows by myself, and which was fun, and I enjoyed it, and I learned a lot about playing music in front of people, got over the jitters, that kind of stuff. But I knew if I wanted to take the music further, that I was going to have a good backing team like I got now.
So what are some of your musical and non-musical influences?
Well, musical influences, I grew up in a small town, West Texas, so I grew up in a household listening to Merle Haggard, Johnny Cash, all the Texas outlaw guys with Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, Gary P. Nunn, Ray Wiley Hubbard, Jerry Jeff Walker, everybody that had 3 names, you know. I listened to all that. Of course, I grew up in the 80s, so I also had all the hair metal influences of Rat and Motley Crue, Ozzy Osbourne, and then also growing up listening to all the Southern rock, you know, of Leonard Skinner, Molly Hatchet, all that stuff thrown in. So there's I have this huge CD collection, and it goes from everything from old 1930s blues all the way up to, you know, the new stuff coming out now. So that's my musical influences. My non-musical influence are my family and all the people I've met along the way through my life, you know, just everywhere I've been. So.
And what CDs would we find in your car?
Right now I only have 3 because I cleaned out my Jeep. So right now I have Bloodshot Iris, Guitar, Strings, and Whiskey, Pantera, Cowboys from Hell, and Lucero's latest album. They're my favorite band out of Tennessee. They kind of had a start like we did, and they fought their way for a long time to get where they are now, and they're just now, first time I ever heard them on the radio was last week, so happy for them.
And describe a day in Cody's life.
Well, I guess like anybody, I get up in the morning, get cleaned up, get ready for work, try to eat some breakfast, go to work, get off in the evening, come home to the family. But I can tell you one thing, before anything, when I wake up in the morning, I have music on my mind, new songs I can write, new things I can learn on the guitar. I got a lot to learn in that area, but all throughout my day, I'm thinking about where we can go to the next level with the band, the next gig we can play, the next recording we can make. All that stuff is always on my mind. And then at home, chill out with the family, grandkids, kids, and my wife.
All right, describe a Bloodshot Iris show.
Bloodshot Iris show is a full-bore party, man. From the minute I walk through the damn bar, as soon as I get in the door and I get all my equipment inside, I'm first motherfucker at the bar to get me a drink. Doing shots with the fans, shots with the band. We go around, we glad hand, you know, everybody in there, tell them thanks for coming. Talk to old friends we hadn't seen since we played with them before. Talk to new fans or fans that we saw at a show before. Tell them, you know, glad to see them again. Try to keep them, you know, let them know that we appreciate what's going on. And then once we get on the stage, man, the party continues. It just gets fucking louder. So we crank it up. Rob keeps the bottom end funky. Aaron beats the hell out of those skins, and me and Mike do what we can do on the guitars. And I try to sing where people can understand me and almost in key. So.
Do you have a favorite song on your set list?
On my set list, my favorite song by far is Last Love Song. It's a hard hitting song.
And why?
just because of that. It's hard hitting. It's heavy. That is one of the heaviest songs I've seen Aaron play the drums on. He beats the shit out of those things. So I like that. I like It's in Your Face. It's also, that song was Aaron's idea, kind of. We were writing for the new album, and Aaron said, "Hey, we're needing a ballad," and I was like, "Yeah, I'll get something. I got a couple ballads in the works." And we played a show, and Aaron goes, "Hey, I got this idea about a song." And it's like, "You want a love song? Well, here you go." And kind of throws up the middle finger, and I was like, "Yeah, I could work with that." And so he gave me 7 days to come up with it, and in 7 days I came up with Last Love Song. So I always dedicate one song to my wife that's a love song, and I always dedicate Last Love Song to all the ex-wives in the crowd.
And are we going to see you in the near future in the recording studio?
Definitely. We're working on a new EP right now, especially since we got Mikey in here. Best guitar player I've ever played with, and I've played with quite a few. So in there right now, trying to work on the tracks for the new EP. It's going to be badass, just like everything Bloodshot Iris has ever done. And this time, though, we kicked it up a notch by throwing Grubs in there.
And what advice would you give to fellow bands out there?
Other bands, like the hardest thing for us, I guess, at first and for a long time was building a fan base. The only way you're going to build that fan base isn't going to be by, you can go buy all the T-shirts and stickers and posters and koozies and ladders and everything you want. And if you don't have a fan base to buy them, they're just going to sit there. Same with your CD and stuff. The only way you're going to build that fan base is networking with other bands and playing out. You got to play out. And they have to see you, and you have to put on your best show. I mean, every show you play, whether you're making $30 for that show or you're making $3,000 for that show, you have to play it like it's your last one. And that way they see, hey, you're giving it your all, and they'll give it back to you. Or at least that's the hope when you're up there playing. So my biggest advice or best advice for other bands is to get up there and build your fan base. Don't try to be above who's there, because those fans in the crowd are the ones going to pay the bills in the end. So.
Any final words of wisdom from Cody? Any comments or shout outs?
Rock the fuck on.